And you can really cook plants. So automatic
Ignore
Vento. I'll put it on snooze. He's on snooze.
All right, you take your time, Phil. No rush, mate.
It's all right. I've got ages. I've nothing else the rest of the day.
Go on, just carry on.
And bedding plants can go out, but do keep an eye and an ear on the weather forecast, because if it's going to drop cold, it will kill them, because they're lovely and tender. So make sure you've got frost protection handy.
Okay, fab.
There you go.
Brilliant. I've pressed some knobs so he can't speak.
Oh, we've got another hour then. Let's get through a few more calls.
Look at him speaking, though. He doesn't realise he's not on air.
How funny. Hold on.
I know. Say anything to him.
That is funny. Can I get my own back now?
No, you can't, Phil. I've worked out what she's done. I've worked out
He's
what
got the override button.
He's overridden my override.
Listen, honestly, I don't mind, because I still get paid for doing less shows. So you carry on. You can have another hour if you want, guys.
No, you're okay. Your meter's now ticking.
Well...
I thought you had a few gardening questions, Ian, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And on that note...
Anything to say, Ian?
Phil, listen, during the news, can I show you my bush?
Again.
On FM. Freeview, digital radio.
Thanks, Phil. See you on Monday.
Look
Your
forward to it.
voice in the West Midlands.
Sakes.
BBC WM 95.6.
Thank you for your company. It's been smashing. Yeah, we'll bring you the sights, sounds and smells of Chelsea on Saturday.
Oh, that sounds nice.
It will be nice,
Yeah,
Ian.
that sounds nice.
It will be nice.
No, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm genuine.
Do you want to come?
Yeah, right. Only if Phil will handle my plums.
Here's the news with Phil.
A jury in the US has decided that the man who carried out a bomb attack on the Boston Marathon, Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, should be put to death by lethal injection. 3 people were killed and more than 260 others were injured when Tsarnaev and his brother left homemade bombs at the finishing line of the race in 2013. His lawyers are likely to appeal against the death sentence, a process that could take years. Karen Brassard, who suffered serious leg injuries in the bombing, said she could now move on.
There is nothing happy about having to take somebody's life. I'm satisfied. I'm grateful that they came to that conclusion, because for me, I think it was the just conclusion. But there's nothing happy about any single bit of this situation.
The Chancellor, George Osborne, is to present a second budget this year on the 8th of July. Writing in The Sun, he says he'll announce further cuts to the welfare budget and measures to raise productivity. The 4 Labour leadership candidates who've so far declared their intention to run will make their pitch to activists in London today. Andy Burnham, Yvette Cooper, Mary Cray and Liz Kendall will appear at a meeting of the Blairite think tank Progress. The Shadow Energy Secretary, Caroline Flint, is standing for the deputy leadership. She says voters haven't trusted Labour on the economy, and that has to change.
The truth is, in this election, not only were we not appealing to swing voters, we've seen in Scotland and with the rise of UKIP in the north of England, we weren't actually appealing to many of our core voters either. So look, we have to learn some lessons from this elections. We have a vital role to play, the Labour Party, in the future, and I want to be part of that, and I want us to help us win in 2020.
Campaigners say they want a public inquiry after an inquest found neglect contributed to the death of a Birmingham man who had been detained by police. Kingsley Burrell, who was 29, believed 2 men were trying to kill him, so he called 999. He was detained under the Mental Health Act and died in hospital. He'd been handcuffed and put in leg restraints, and a cover was placed over his face. Desmond Jadu is from the group Justice for Kingsley.
It's my intention on Monday morning to write to Theresa May demanding a public inquiry. We have concluded that had the police handled this matter in a different way, Kingsley Burrell would be alive today.
Yeah.
A group of students occupied Birmingham Library last night in a protest about cuts to the opening hours. Around 15 students caused the library to close its doors when they started the occupation of part of the building. Councillor Penny Holbrook has offered to meet the students at a later date. The students, who are planning further protests, are demanding that Birmingham City Council seeks additional library funding from central government.
Your sport in the West Midlands on BBC WM 95.6.
Aston Villa play their final away game in the Premier League this season as they visit Southampton this lunchtime. It's a 12:45 kick-off and there'll be commentary here on BBC WM 95.6 with the build-up starting just after the midday news. And Warwickshire cricketers have opened their defence of the NatWest T20 Plus with a defeat. The Bears lost by 8 wickets to the Nottinghamshire Outlaws at Trent Bridge. Taking a look at the weather now. Cloudy at first, but dry and sunny. Light winds too, highs of 16 Celsius, 61 Fahrenheit. This evening evening, staying clear and dry and temperatures not too low with 6 Celsius, 43 Fahrenheit. That's your news and sport for the West Midlands. It's 4 minutes past 10.
Saturdays with Iain Lee
On BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
See what I mean, really? It's, Sorry, that sigh is probably not the most positive way to start a show, is it? But I was promised after the election that we would have news in the papers. There's nothing in the papers. The front page is that Jerry Spice has got married. I mean, goodness sake, she's older than me now. I think she's like 52, isn't she? That's actually the front pages. A 90s pop star has got married. We're just going to kind of open the phone lines. You call in about anything you want. I've got some bits and pieces, guys. I mean, trust me, I am a professional. Professional in as much as I get paid for this. I don't read anything else into it. You call about anything, you'll get on. I mean, I don't want to sound desperate or nothing, but, I mean, flip it, heck. 03453 009956 is the telephone number if you do want to give us a call. I mean, and also, I know. Okay, let's do a downer. I know for a fact that hardly anybody will be listening. The gardening hour's finished, so you've all got. It's lovely weather out there, so you've all nicked off to your gardens. Unbelievable behaviour from you lot. I don't know what bother. Can you tell I didn't sleep very well last night? Can you tell? And I'll tell you partly... I'll tell you why I didn't sleep very well. One reason is I'm just not sleeping very well in general. Deal with it. The second is I was staying in a hotel last night. Oh, you would think fancy! You'd think, oh, fancy, you're in a hotel last night. Fancy! It's a hotel I have had occasion to stay in before. It's a hotel where they still have smoking rooms. And I have been put in the smoking rooms before. And, well, I wasn't in the smoking room last night, and I breathed a sigh of relief. They gave me a double room. Last time I was in this hotel, quite a while ago, the people opposite me were either fighting... that woman sounded like she was in pain. That's all I'm going to say. So I was in the hotel room last night, and I'm sure this hotel back in the day was glorious. This day, it's horrible, right? And I got in there, and I thought, there's something weird about this hotel room. Yes, it's a double, and I don't normally get a double. You can call in with your rubbish hotels, by the way, 03453 009956. But there were... this hotel, it's one of those hotels, it doesn't have a mini-bar. It doesn't... There's nothing in there, OK? You go in there and there's a bed and there's a telly and that's it. But I noticed there were loads of bottles. Loads of wine bottles and Carver bottles. And it looked like my mum's old drinking cabinet. I say drinking cabinet, it was the wall unit and it was the cupboard at the bottom. But there were about a dozen wine bottles and Bacardi bottles, big bottles and Carver... I thought, oh, that's nice. They've got loads of bottles there. But then I realised that they were mainly empty. I thought, oh, no, they've not cleaned this room. And then I went into the bathroom, right? And all of the towels were in the bath. Dirty, with, with stains and hairs on. And I just thought, this is... And there was an empty bottle of mouthwash. There was a can of Coke by the sink. They hadn't cleaned the room. Now, I checked, and they had... I think they had changed the sheets. I'm pretty certain the sheets had been changed. But it's... when I was checking in, there was a young man complaining that his toilet didn't work. Honestly, he's going, but what if I need to go to the toilet in the night? She said, well... Could you... This is true, right? What if I need to go to the toilet in the night? She said, well, do you think you could hold it? Well, do you think you could hold it? No, I like to go to the toilet in the night. I couldn't hold it. And then she said, well, we wouldn't normally encourage this, but you could go in the sink. And he said, what if I need a poo? Now, this is all happening in the reception. Of course, I should have picked up my bags and turned around and walked out. I didn't. The solution for this poor bloke's dilemma was, she said, right, all the rooms are booked, okay? We can't put you in another room, but we've got one room that we don't rent out because we've got issues with it. I'm hoping that means it's haunted. She said, you can't sleep in that room, but I will give you the key to that room and you can use the toilet in there in the night. That is weird, isn't it? So this poor lad... Thank you very much. So this poor lad, he's got two keys, different floors. He was on the 5th floor. This other room was on the 7th floor. Oh, this hotel was awful. I managed to find one clean towel, but it was like the towel that you stand on when you come out of the shower. It was the tiniest towel in the world. So that, dear listener, is why I'm a bit tired. It was horrible. And I was worried that I was worried they'd double booked the room because there was still booze in there, right? So I got, you get that little kind of fold-out tray thing that you're supposed to put suitcases on. You get that. So I had that rammed up against the door so that if anybody tried to come in the middle of the night, I'd hear them and I'd be like, yes! I'd be karate ready. 03453 009956. Let's try and find the worst hotel in Britain. Let's not name it for legal reasons. But let's find the worst hotel in the world, shall we? The worst. I mean, those continental hotels. You book a continental hotel, you think, oh, I'm going on holiday to France. I'm going to splash out. I'm going to get a 4-star hotel. It's a holiday. It's only 3 nights. I'm going to get a 4-star hotel. Well, who does the star ratings in France? They just make it up. I'll give this a 4-star. Don't know what accent that was. It's a Russian fella running a French hotel. Who gives the ratings to continental hotels? They just do it at random. 03453 009956. You can text as well, 81333. Start your text WM. Here's the suite.
If you're not there, lonely fever, sad words in the air. Some things are better left unsaid. I'm gonna spend my day
I did consider using the dirty towels. I really did. I did a damp test to see how damp they were too damp. But it crossed my mind. And do you know what? If those sheets hadn't been changed, I would have slept in that bed anyway. I mean, 03453 009956.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Here's Lisanne with the travel.
Thanks very much. Well, we're still coping well around Birmingham city centre. Traffic, as you would expect, has now started to build up. So routes in towards the city are looking a little bit busier. Traffic is on the move, just a little bit heavier than we had seen earlier this morning. If you're heading for the motorways, they continue to run well for us. You have got the ongoing roadworks along the M6 northbound, but it is still moving for you through that stretch. But if you're heading further afield for the M1 northbound, they're still dealing with a good lengthy delay for you of about an hour from junction 20 to 21, Lutterworth to Leicester. You'll start to hit queues around junction 19 at the Catthorpe interchange. All lanes have reopened following an earlier accident, but traffic remains very slow through that stretch. And if you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
Monday night from 7.
Ball and headed into the net. Victor Anichebe. Gardner's delivery. Anichebe on the end of it. Boing, boing.
Live FM commentary of West Bromwich Albion.
It's the last game at home. I think it's a responsibility for us to go out there and give a good performance. Against the champions of Leeds, I think it's a great occasion.
Join BBC WM for all the breaking team news and live action.
Monday night from 7.
Your sport in the West Midlands.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Seriously, are we the only country that abides by the star rating system in hotels? I think we are. If you've ever stayed in a foreign hotel... Oh, I'm going to splash out. I'm going to get 4-star hotel. They're rubbish. I think Japan does as well. If you go to a 4-star hotel in Japan, A, you're paying for it, and B, they're nice. They're swanky. America, I think, does, but it's the Continentals, isn't it, really? It's the Continentals. The Continental way is not the good way. 03453 009956. Now, regular listeners will know I have beef with lollipop men and women. No, I don't think we need lollipop people. We don't need lollipop people. They were fun in the 70s. Who knows why there's a black strip on the middle of the lollipop? I'll stop that there, because it's just a lollipop, isn't it? Who knows why there's a black strip in the middle of the lollipop? Do you know? 03453 009956. And what should, here's a quiz. The prize is £1 million. There's not a prize of £1 million. What should every good lollipop person have in their pocket? Serious question. I'm not a fan of lollipop people. We don't need them. If the kids are so young, that they need a lollipop person, well, then they should be crossing the road with their parents. And if they're old enough to cross the road without their parents, then they don't need a lollipop person, do they, Bob?
No.
What you got for us, Bob?
The answer to your question.
Go on. Why is there a black strip on the lollipop?
Well, it's because they carry the most important thing in their pocket, which is a piece of chalk.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob is a winner, yes.
And they write the registration number down of drivers that they think has caused a misdemeanour.
Bob, how do you know this?
I don't know, it's just one of those trivia things that come up, isn't it?
It isn't. It's because...
No, actually, no. I spoke to a lollipop person only a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
And I asked them, yeah. I ask them. But they don't carry chalk.
What do they carry now?
I don't know.
I have never... If anybody has ever seen a lollipop with... Because they're supposed to... You're right. If you see someone that drives badly or cuts through, you get the number and you write it on the lollipop. And I have never seen a lollipop with a number plate written on it.
No.
Bob, listen... Go on.
Maybe in the 60s. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But not now.
Bob, thank you very much indeed. Chris?
Hello, mate.
Were you going to say the same thing?
I was going to say exactly the same thing, yeah.
We don't need lollipop people anymore, do we?
Well, the one by us is absolutely useless.
Why?
Well, it's on a main road and it's a pelican crossing anyway.
Yeah.
And he sits outside the pub and he has his points underneath the table.
And does he sit in his uniform and stuff?
Yeah, he's got his lollipop, sits through his uniform, outside on the bench, and the kids come to cross the road, they press the button anyway.
Yeah.
He'll put his pint down, stick it underneath the bench, walk over to him, and help him across the road. standing in the middle of the road with his lollipop. As soon as they've crossed the road, he'll walk straight back over to his bench, sit down, get his pint from underneath.
Do you know what, Chris? I kind of respect that guy. That's like proper old school. That's got to be against the law, having a boozy lollipop man.
It's quite funny, actually, because the regulars in the pub, they go out because he just taps the window. They go and get him a pint and bring it out to him.
But first of all, that's genius, and you've got to respect that. But also, lollipop people buy Pelican crossings. What's the point of that? I can press a button. Kids can press kids want to press the buttons.
That's it. They always want, every time when my kids were little, we go up to them, can I press the button, Dad? Can I press the button?
Oh, mate, and if you've got two kids, I've got two boys, 5 and 3.
There's a fight over it.
Oh, there is a fight over it. And you go, but no, you can press the button now. He's already pressed it! I want it to... You can press the next... And then you've got to try and... you've got to be like Kofi Annan with two kids like that. OK, you're both going to press the button at the same time.
No, what I usually do is I'll get one to press it on one side, and when we crossed over, the other one would press it on the other side.
Well, then that annoys all the drivers, though, Chris, because then they've got to stop for nothing.
Yeah, well, I didn't press the button, so it's not my fault.
Chris, you're a very naughty man. Thank you. Morning, Mike.
Good morning, Ian. How are you?
I'm all right, fella. I'm loving the fact that somewhere in Walsall there's a boozy lollipop man.
Well, it's got to happen, hasn't it?
We'll throw this out there. People you've seen having drinks on duty. 03453 009956. Go on, Mike. What you got?
Right, it's a little bit boring because you've had 2 answers for it. But the lollipop stick with the black marking on, as correctly said, that yes, they put the registration number on the board.
Yes.
And then this comes back from the 60s and the 70s, and what would happen is that the next passing police car, they would just turn it, show them the registration number of the vehicle that caused an offence. The police officers would take the registration number, they would clear the board, waiting for the next person. That's pretty much it.
Weren't the old days so simple and beautiful?
Well, they were, but obviously there wasn't as much traffic then. But today, it'd probably be automatic recognition on the lollipop stick.
Well, they tried that. They tried that, Mike. There are some counties where the lollipop people had cameras installed on the sticks.
They'll have them on their helmets next, like the bikers, I suppose.
Oh man alive! Is there anything more arrogant than a cyclist with a camera on their head?
Well, I got told off by a cyclist on a camera for clearing my sat nav in the windscreen.
Say that again, Mike. You got told off by what?
I got told off by a cyclist in central London.
Yeah.
For clearing my sat nav on my windscreen, not on my windscreen, on my car. You know.
What, you were doing the sat nav as you were driving?
No, I was sitting at traffic lights.
Hang on. So what did they tell you off for?
Well, he kind of got a bit abusive, and I was sitting there at the traffic lights in central London. Obviously.
Yeah. So you were doing the sat nav. You were programming the sat nav while you were parked.
I was parked up at the traffic lights. I was in a line of traffic. I've just reached over. It's a touch screen, so I just turned it off, and he started going off on one, should we say.
Yes. Technically, I have to say, Mike, I think that is illegal, but come on, guys, we all do it, and he stopped at traffic lights. Yeah. Cyclists, not all cyclists. I'm not a cyclist basher, certainly not literally in my car. That would be nasty. And, you know, a lot of cyclists are brilliant, but you do get a percentage that are so, as you do with drivers, but are so up their backsides and so full of themselves.
But I ride a bike, so I understand, and I ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
But the problem is, what I tend to find is when I look at these cyclists that upload videos of what happened during the day, you'll find that they cut out everything they do wrong.
The old editing, yes.
Yeah, they only add on what everybody else, or they deem everybody else to do wrong. They'll add their on, but not what they do.
I had a cyclist was upset with a perfectly legal, perfectly safe manoeuvre, what I'd done in central London. Tends to be central London. And as he rode past me, he gave my car a wallop. I caught up with him and shouted him out the window. Don't hit my car. It's not what I said. I said something a little bit worse than that. Mike, listen, thank you for that. 03453 009956. There is a reason I'm talking about lollipop people. It's not completely random. I'll tell you the story in a second after this. But yeah, if you've ever seen somebody having a drink when they shouldn't,
I know when to go out.
03453 009956, please.
Get things done.
Morning, guys. So there is a story. 03453 009956. There is a story about a lollipop man who is a plumber. It's a great headline in the Mirror. So far, headline of the day. Lolly strop man. Oh, sir. High fives all around the office. Let's send the young lad out to get coffees and donuts. Lolly strop man. It's a brilliant story. A fire engine. Okay. A fire engine. Let me try that again. A fire engine racing to a 999 call with its siren blaring and lights flashing was forced to stop for a lollipop man. Oh, dear. The furious crew had to march the crossing patrol officer. Crossing patrol officer, guys, really? It's just some old boy. Back to the pavement when he refused to budge and kept waving children into the vehicle's path. It's like that experiment they did in the 70s. You know the experiment they did, and I can't remember the name, where they got like 20 students in America and they mocked up a prison, okay? And 10 were prisoners and 10 were students. 10 were prison officers, chosen completely at random. And they had to stop the experiment after 5 days because it got really nasty. And the pretend prison officers became quite fascist and got power crazy because of the uniform. It's the same with this fella. Jackie Britton, 60, a lollipop lady herself for 20 years, she must be tired, saw the incident. She said he started crossing children when the engine was only a few yards away. I thought, get out of the road. He carried on until 5 or 6 firefighters got out to speak to him. They surrounded him. I bet they couldn't believe their eyes. It could have been someone burning to death, she says. Council bosses have now sacked the unnamed man for gross misconduct. Guys! Morning, Maggie.
Morning, sir.
How are you? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good. Hang on a minute. Just say... Could you say something for me, Manny? Could you say the following?
Go on.
1-1 was a racehorse, 1-2 was 1-2, 1-1 race, 1-2 1-1-2.
No, thanks.
Okay, well, you don't sound hungover.
I'm not today.
Did you not go out for a little boozy sesh last night?
No.
Oh.
I don't give it a miss.
Well, and don't you feel better for it? And boy, doesn't your wallet feel a bit heavier? Yeah?
I was on medication for the week.
Oh, is that the only reason you stopped boozing?
Give it a miss.
Give it a miss, give it a miss. I haven't had a booze for nearly 11 years, and boy, oh boy...
I'll be okay tonight.
Are you going to go out tonight?
Yeah, a few extra.
Oh, blimey. Make up for
Never
it.
mind.
Well, thank goodness I won't be here to take your hungover phone calls. What you got for us, Mags?
You know the lollipop man?
Yes.
And you said he uses a chalk to write the registration number.
Yes.
Well, how's he going to do it when it's raining?
Chalk is pretty... Chalk is pretty rain resistant, as anybody who lives in a cul-de-sac will tell you.
Anyway, you said 2 art teachers, Mr. Lyman and Mr. Pitt. And we had some art on a Thursday afternoon, after lunch, and they used to smell of booze.
Well, yeah, actually, and I'm of course, I'm assuming those gentlemen are dead.
They've gone now.
Yeah, good. Well, that's great.
They're in the bar in heaven now.
Well, I'm not saying it's great they're dead. I'm just saying it's great that we've not libelled to living teachers because...
Very good teachers. Very good teachers.
Very good boozy teachers. Yeah. We used to have a teacher who smelled... But saying that, though, I remember in the 6th form, I was 16 years old, I remember going to the Wheat Sheaf in Slough and having a few beers at lunchtime and coming back... very worse for wear when I was at school.
Everybody's done that.
Everybody. I once. This is why I don't drink anymore. I once I just took it in my bag, a bottle of Jack Daniels into school. And at bearing in mind break was 15 minutes long, me and my mate Slim, he was a fat lad, we used to work at B-Jams down the road. So at break time, we walked down to B-Jam. This is terrible. The Daily Mail speaks of broken, boozy Britain now. Blimey. We went down to B-Jams, we nicked a big bottle of lemonade, and we drank in 15 minutes half a bottle of Jack Daniels between us.
Naughty lad.
We went back. We were absolutely plastered.
And you called me an alky.
Yeah, I know. Well, this is why I haven't had a drink for nearly 11 years, Manny, because that got a little bit out of hand. Thank you, Maggie. 03453 009956. We're not condoning it. Being drunk in inappropriate situations and people. Oh, look, blimey, there's that bomb, the Boston bomb. Oh, dearie me. It's not a new one, it's the old footage from a few years ago, but I'd forgotten quite how horrific that was. Who's been there the longest? Richard has. Morning, Richard.
Good morning, big man. How are you?
Do you know what, Richard? I'm on top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world.
I'm glad somebody loves me.
Yeah.
Well, right. What do you call two lollipop men either side of the road?
What do you call two lollipop men either side of the road? This could be the joke that gets us the sack. I don't know, Richard. What do you call two lollipop men either side of the road?
A crossover.
I don't get it.
Crossover. They come cross over the road. You're getting two of them, and they cross each other.
Hang on a second. Malaysia, have I pronounced your name correctly?
Too hard for you today.
Hang on, Richard, stay there. Malaysia?
Yeah.
Have I pronounced your name correctly, first of all?
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
Richard, tell your joke to Malaysia, because her dad's a lollipop man, so she might get it more than me. Go on, Richard.
Right. What do you call two lollipop men either side of the road?
I don't know.
A crossover.
But you don't usually get two lollipop men.
Oh, you do on Pelicans. You get one either side.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I didn't get it.
Well, anyway, my main point. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Gone completely dead at your end.
Hello?
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 Hello? I think too many people eating lollipops at the moment.
All right. Can you hear me, Mother?
Yes, I can, Grandad.
We're going nowhere with this.
Oh, no. Ian's probably just going to walk about and or get himself some more greedy food.
Well, he's probably gone off to get liquored
let's
up
do
again.
the radio station ourselves. There's something about lollipops, aren't they? About the lollipop men.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I rang in to say about that other chap saying about that lollipop who had the pint knocking on the window. I think that's a disgrace. I think that's, he's doing a duty to the community for children. What about he had a little sip of that with no children around and his judgment is wrong? That is a completely disgrace. He should be looked into, he should. That's really bad. That's really rattled me, that has.
It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? But, some people need that to get through the day. I would imagine it's quite a boring job.
Yeah, not during his work hours. Come on, he's got a duty for children.
Yeah, you don't know that he was over the limit, though, do you?
Yeah, I'm listening. Well, my dad's a lollipop man, and he doesn't drink or anything, and he's at a crossing, and even when his children's parents press the crossing, they just run across the road before it's even turned red, when it turns amber. So my dad's had to drag the children back so that they haven't been knocked over.
I'm not saying, they all do good jobs, but the comment was made that a guy has a drink underneath the bench while he's working during that time. After work, no problem.
Yeah, well, that's just probably one person out of how many lollipops then?
Yeah, but he's still a duty. Doesn't he? It's 1 or 10 person. He's got a duty to do to the community, to the children. So you shouldn't be having a drink there while he's working that time.
No, it shouldn't. Not at all. I don't agree with that at all.
Hi there, nice to be with you. Happy you could stick around. Like to introduce Legs Larry Smith, drums. And Sam Spoon's rhythm pole. And Vern Dudley Bohay Knoll, bass guitar. And Neil Innes, piano. Come in, Rodney Slater, alto saxophone. With Roger Ruskin Spear on tenor sax. Hi, Vivian Stanchel, trumpet. Big hello to Big John Wayne, xylophone. And Robert Morley, guitar. Billy Butlin, spoons. And looking very relaxed, Adolf Hitler on vibes. Nice. Princess Anne on sousaphone. Introducing Liberace clarinet. With Garnet Ted Armstrong on vocals. Lord Snooty and his pals tap dancing. In the groove with Harold Wilson violin. And Franklin McCormack on harmonica. Over there, Eric Clapton, ukulele. Hi, Eric. On my left, Sir Kenneth Clark, bass sax. Great honor, sir. And specially flown in for us, a Sessions gorilla on Vox Humana. Nice to see Incredible Shrinking Man on euphonium. Drop out with Peter Scott on duck call. Hearing from you later, Casanova on horn. Yeah, digging General de Gaulle on accordion. Really wild, General. Thank you, sir. Roy Rogers on trigger. Tune in Wild Man of Borneo on bongos. Count Basie Orchestra on triangle. Thank you. Great to hear the Rollinsons on trombone. Back from his recent operation, Dan Drupp, harp. And representing the Flower People, Quasimodo on bells. Wonderful to hear Brainiac on banjo. We welcome Baldunicon as himself. Very appealing, Max Jaffa. That's nice, Max. What a team, Zebra Kid and Horace Batchelor on percussion. And a great favorite and a wonderful performer, all of us here, J. Arthur Rank on gong.
Let's go to Marcus. Morning, Marcus.
Hi, matey.
What you got for us, fella?
Are you thinking about the Milgram experiment?
Which now? Okay, go on, remind me. Which one was the Milgram?
The Milgram experiments was where they got a load of students.
This is the electric shock one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. It's not the one I'm thinking of, but this is brilliant, right? Scientists and psychologists in the 50s, 60s and 70s were nuts. Go on, this is a brilliant one.
But they weren't... They had a set of students, split them down the middle. Well, not down the middle, literally, but, split them into two groups.
Yeah.
So you've got one set that's the examiners, and they think there's another set which are the sort of
the
what
subjects, the victims.
The victims, effectively, yeah. And so what they would do, they would have a couple of guys in white coats watching them, and they had to ask them questions. If they answered wrong, they gave them an electric shock. And every time they answered wrong again, they turned the voltage up. No, they actually didn't. But the majority of the students continued with it
Yeah.
because you got a guy in a white coat.
And I've heard the
you
audio.
must continue.
I've heard the audio of this, Marcus, and you can hear. No one's getting an electric shock. Okay, it's all a trick, but you can hear someone screaming.
Yes.
And the kind of the person doing the experiment going, okay, we've just turned it up to 20,000 volts. Would you press the button? Do I have to? Yes, you do. Okay then. And they do it. They do it. People were. I love it, and I don't know. I've got no idea what that proved. What does it prove? That we do things that we're told to do if there's someone in a white coat or something.
Well, they reckoned it was sort of to prove how the Nazis did what they did.
Yeah,
because you got somebody in authority telling you that you must do this.
Yeah. That wasn't the experiment. Marcus, thank you. Kyle has reminded me on Twitter that it's the Stanford prison experiment is the one that I was thinking. Honestly, if you could do... In fact, I'm going to find one on Amazon later on today and buy it. You could do worse than getting yourself a book about psychological experiments from the 50s, 60s and 70s, because they either involved pain or LSD. They did, honestly. They would just pump people full of LSD and see what effect it had on them. Yes, thank you. Look at you doing work, eh? You're better than the other fella. The Stanford prison experiment, conducted at Stanford University, 1971, by Philip Zimbardo. Well, it's supposed to go on for 14 days, and it ended after 6 days because it was getting really nasty in there. Really nasty. Terry, stay there. I'm going to come to you after the travel. 03453 009956. Well, what have we talked about? We've talked about rubbish hotels. The fact that we don't need lollipop men or... It's times of austerity. Now, I know that lollipop people only get paid, and this is one of my favourite words, a stipend. It's a good word, that, isn't it? Not 100%. I think it just means like a little bit of money, isn't it? Is that what it means? A little bit of money. A stipend. But in times of austerity, when, libraries... When this brilliant library in Birmingham, I love this library. I mean, it's a bit of a folly, but it's brilliant. The numbers of staff and the opening hours are being cut there. We could save a few quid, admittedly only a stipend, by getting rid of lollipop people. And we found that there is a lollipop man who's a bit of a boozer. And I'm not condoning it. Before we get the complaints, Ian's encouraging people who are in charge of children to be drunk. I'm not. But when have you ever seen somebody having a cheeky beer when perhaps they shouldn't have? 03453 009956. It's BBC WM 95.6 of all things.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the travel news. Here's Lisanne. Oh, no, she's not. Oh, look at me. She's not there. I do apologise. I just assumed. I look at ISDN 4, and of course it's not lit up, meaning she's not there. Whose fault is that? Is that my fault or is that her fault? It's my fault, is it? It's her fault. We'll give her 10 seconds. I mean, it's only the travel, I'll be honest. Who really... Basically, some of the motorways are going to be a bit busy and some of them will be all right. I tell you what, let's just keep it random. You can find out for yourselves.
Danny Kelly.
Beryl.
Beryl, are you there?
Beryl, hang on. Beryl.
Beryl?
Come on, Beryl, I want you. Come here, then.
Come on, Beryl. It's live radio, darling.
Good morning.
Now, have you got your piece of paper and your pen ready?
I have, dear.
OK, well, Gary is going to read the number that your husband, Brian, needs to phone.
A new hero for mid-mornings.
03455.
Now, just one of you, please. Brian, let Beryl do it. It's the Brian and Beryl show, everyone. What's Beryl doing you for lunch, Brian?
Chips and mushy peas.
Fish and chips and mushy peas. You got to call them pays in the Black Country. Otherwise, they go mental at you.
Danny Kelly, weekdays from 9.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Lisanne Wagwan.
Hello.
What happened?
Well, if you...
Guys.
Do you want the truth?
Yes, I do want the truth.
I've just been on my break and I was a little bit slow on the uptake coming back to work. I'll be honest with you.
Did you think you'd have another cheeky fag before you came back upstairs?
No, I do not partake in such debaucherous activity.
Is your mum listening? Is that why you're saying that?
Well, no, I just don't.
Good.
But I was having another cup of tea. Good old Irish cup of tea.
There are people that are now stuck in horrific traffic jams because you were having a cup of tea.
I'm here now.
Hang on a minute. I can't do the travel music because I don't know how to make it work on the computer. Stay there.
Now who's causing the delay?
No, what? No. Oh, madam. No, hang on. I've got something better. Hang on. I've got something much better for you. Hang on. Stay there. Away you go.
Oh, if you're heading out at the moment, traffic around Birmingham coping very well for us. Looking quite steady in the city centre as we see the build-up of traffic through mid-morning. So if you're making your way into town, you might find it a little bit busy now on the Pershaw Road, but coping nicely once you get into the city. Motorway-wise, looking heavy for the M6 through the roadworks as you're heading northbound, so watch out for a bit of disruption. Also quite slow south from junction 10 through towards junction 9. If you're making your way out onto public transport, just having a quick look at the departure boards for you. I'm pleased to say things here are all running on timetable. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel on 0330 123 3550.
Thank you, Lizanne. You can't begrudge someone being late for an extra cup of tea. You can't. That is the best reason I have ever heard. 03453 009956. Terry's in Albury. Good morning, Terence.
Good morning. You've made a huge faux pas, you have. You know, you've been naughty.
Oh, go on. What have I done now?
The lyrics for that song, Adolf Hitler on Vibes.
I think we can say Adolf Hitler is playing. I think most people would have got the satire of the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, indeed Vivian Stanchel, pretending that Adolf Hitler was playing the vibes.
OK, I'll forgive you.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Ta-ta. Jay and Dudley says, whatever happened to B-Jams and Preedies? I don't know Preedies. B-Jams got taken over by Iceland, unfortunately. I used to love B-Jams was my first ever job. Oh, we can do that. Oh, man, yes. Your Saturday jobs, please, as a kid. Do kids still get Saturday jobs? Do you still get... And I mean, I was 15 when I worked at B-Jams. They lied and pretended I was 16. Do kids still, at the age of 14, 15... walk around the high streets, knocking on doors, going into shops, going, you got any Saturday jobs? Do they still do that? Because if they don't, they should. Broken Britain. Oh, you can't go for a Saturday job because of paedophiles. What? 03453 009956. Your first ever job, please. Simon's in Northfield. Good morning, Simon.
Hi, I was just going back to
Is this Simon?
a call a few weeks ago that you had from a lady.
You're going to have to remind me, Simon, because I barely remember what I did yesterday, mate.
Oh, it was around... It was at the end of one of your shows, and the lady called up, probably one of the last callers, and she said that her husband left her, or she was having trouble with her husband.
Oh, yeah, that was...
sick.
Her name, I think, was Jane. Oh, there's a cough. I think her name was Jane. Yeah, she was a very upset woman who was not in a particularly good place.
Yeah, well, basically, when people are suffering like that and they can't particularly explain why.
Yeah.
For example, if you're in the kitchen and you say you leant back by the stove, by the fire, and fire was on and you burn your elbow.
You burn your elbow?
That's
Yeah.
In the flame.
Yeah.
The fire. That's a manifestation of physical pain.
Yeah, you burnt yourself. You burnt your elbow. Yeah, you burnt your elbow.
Yeah. But when you're suffering from emotional pain or depression or something like that, there's no physical manifestation.
Well, there can be. There can be physical manifestations, but not necessarily, yes.
And you advised her kind of to go to the doctor and take drugs and that, but...
Well, no, I didn't, mate.
You shouldn't do that.
First of all, I didn't advise her to go to the doctor and take drugs. I advised her to go and talk to her doctor, and one of the things that he may recommend may be taking drugs. I didn't tell her to take drugs. I wouldn't do that. That would be out of place. Secondly, a lot of people who suffer with depression find that drugs help them.
But if you've got emotional pain, there's no way drugs can actually help you.
Yes, there is, Simon. It just shows exactly how little you know about it, because sometimes emotional pain is not born because of something bad has happened to you. It can be a chemical imbalance in your brain.
Well, there's no actual evidence.
There's loads of evidence. There's loads of evidence. I'm living evidence of it, Simon. I take antidepressants. It pretty much saved my life, mate. So you're massively wrong on this.
It's a placebo.
No, it's not, mate. It's a chemical imbalance in my brain that just needs a little reset, a little jig, while I also employ other methods of trying to sort things out. So you are 100% wrong on this, Simon. But thanks. Thanks for calling. 03453 009956. Simon often has outrageous things. Anyway, but I don't know what happened to that young lady, and of course I would never. It's not my job to say, hey, go to the doctor and take drugs. Would never say that. I do think if you're suffering from depression, you should go to the doctor and see what they say. They may recommend drugs, and then it's your decision, or they may hopefully get you on a course of counselling, or they may, they may be able to come up with a suggestion. But I take antidepressants, and boy, oh boy, am I glad I take them. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be able to get out of bed most of the time. 03453 009956. Chris says, Ian, how come when watching the snooker on the telly, you never see someone from the audience run down and stick 50 pence on the side of the table? Good point, well made. Morning, Nick.
Hi, Super Jack.
Super. No, listen. I do have Scottish heritage.
Jock with a J.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. But some people might think that means I'm Scottish.
I told you this yesterday. Nothing to do with Scottish.
You didn't tell me this yesterday, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
You're a disc jockey.
Okay, you're a
stroke presenter.
Thank you. I'm not a disc jockey. I'm not a DJ.
No,
a DJ is someone like David Kidd Jensen, or dare I say it, the legend Tony Blackburn.
And what was that other bloke, Gary, in on Radio 1 in the 70s?
Well, hang on,
the 80s.
we have to be so careful. Talking about people from Radio 1 in the 70s. Gary Davies. Gary Davies. Where is Gary Davies?
Yeah.
He'll be on like a gold station somewhere, bless him. Hey, can I just say, I have the great pleasure of, in another place I work, every 2 weeks, Tony Blackburn comes in and does a show. The nicest man in the world. Such a nice man. Honestly, I love Tony Blackburn. I wish Tony Blackburn was my granddad.
I like Tony Blackburn.
He's brilliant. He's 72.
He's on this afternoon, yeah.
He's 72, and he works at like 6 different radio stations.
Yeah, he's cool.
We should all be so lucky. Anyway, what you got for us, fella?
Well, going out last night.
Yes, mate.
I need your help.
Yeah.
On Radio 2.
Oh, yeah, I've heard
about 7:15.
Yeah.
I think it's the old bloke Desmond Carrington, I think it is.
Oh, Desmond Carrington's World of Old Music. With me, Desmond Carrington. It's old music with me, Desmond Carrington.
I didn't catch the title, and the tune is brilliant. It's an old sort of...
Hang on, Nick, sorry. Are you phoning up this radio station?
Your help
you're phoning
to
up...
trace this.
You're phoning up...
I need your help.
This radio station to ask what the song was on another radio station. There's no chance you could, I don't know, phone that radio station, maybe?
No.
OK. What was the song? Sing it to us.
I can't sing it, but it's sort of done in the old Art Deco period, I think. It's like the chatting sing-along thing, and it's...
Right,
I love you very much.
I love you too, Nick, but let's try and focus on this for the moment.
Well, it went, I love you very much, blah-de-blah-de-blah. And it was like chatting in posh lingo, and it was just brilliant.
Could you just clip for me Nick saying, I love you very much, blah-de-blah-de-blah, and put that in my running order? We'll have that. It was done in the Art Deco chatty style.
Yeah. It's the only way I can describe it. I know. OK, you have your laugh. Come on.
And I'm going to, mate. Thank you for letting me have it. Do you know what? Just say that again, actually. Go on, because I think I know what song it is.
I love you very much. Right. Blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Right, if anyone knows, 03453 009956.
It was about 7:15.
I think I know what song it was. Hang on a second. Wouldn't it be funny if I got it right? Is it this? Is it this, Nick?
No.
You're sure it's not this? This feels Art Deco chatty style to me.
No.
Keep listening.
Into the disco scene.
Is it this?
No.
I think it might be this, Nick. I think it's this.
Life began for me when a single DJ dropped the needle on my vinyl. I looked out to see people on the dance floor living proof of our arrival.
love you very much. Blah-de, blah-de, blah.
You do come out with some ones, well, if you do.
That's disgusting.
Never mention Danny Kelly on your show again. Who?
I love you very much. Blah-de, blah-de, blah.
Let's get through it. We're almost
I love you very much. Blah-de, blah-de, blah.
On FM
Freeview, digital radio,
and online.
your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Oh man, I get paid for this. I'm going to give the boss some of the money back today. I'm having too much fun. 03453 009956. Do kids still go up and down the high street, going into shops, going, "You got any Saturday jobs, please, mister?" And also your first ever job. Give us a call, and we'll speak after we get the news with Phil Cherm.
A court in Egypt has sentenced the former president Mohamed Morsi to death for his involvement in prison escapes during 2011. Mohamed Morsi, the country's first freely elected leader, was toppled after mass street protests against him and the Muslim Brotherhood movement 2 years ago. He's already been serving a 22-year sentence for charges relating to the killing of protesters in Cairo in 2012. Community leaders in the American city of Boston say they hope the death sentence handed down to the marathon bomber will help victims move on. A jury decided that Zakhar Tsarnaev showed a lack of remorse for the attack, which killed 3 people and wounded more than 260. Karen Brassard suffered shrapnel wounds to her legs. She said she was satisfied by the verdict.
Right now, it feels like we can take a breath and kind of actually breathe again. Without even realizing it, you're holding your breath. And once the verdict came in, it was like, okay, now we can start from here and go forward and really feel like it's behind us.
The executive of the Scottish Labour Party is meeting this morning amid calls from some party members and unions for Jim Murphy to stand down as leader. He could face a vote of no confidence after Labour lost all but one of its seats in Scotland to the SNP. 4 West Midlands police officers will face disciplinary hearing in June after an inquest found neglect contributed to the death of a Birmingham man who'd been detained by police. Kingsley Burrell, who was 29, believed 2 men were trying to kill him, so he called 999. He was detained under the Mental Health Act and died in hospital. He'd been handcuffed and put in leg restraints, and a cover was placed over his face. The Independent Police Complaints Commission has already recommended disciplinary proceedings. Desmond Jadu is from the group Justice for Kingsley.
We have already had dialogue with West Midlands Police, and we do understand that some officers will be facing internal charges in this matter. As to what will become of them, we don't know, but I will reiterate, we are asking the Chief Constable and also the Police and Crime Commissioner to account for the actions of the police officers in this matter.
A Russian rocket carrying a Mexican communications satellite has crashed minutes after blasting off from Kazakhstan. It's not clear what caused the accident, which is the latest in a series of setbacks for the Russian space industry.
Your sport in the West Midlands
on BBC WM 95.6.
Aston Villa play their final away game in the Premier League this season as they visit Southampton this lunchtime. It's a 12:45 kick-off and there'll be commentary here on BBC WM 95.6 with our build-up starting just after the midday news. Warwickshire's cricketers have opened their defence of the NatWest T20 Blast with a defeat. The Bears lost yesterday by 8 wickets to the Nottinghamshire Outlaws at Trent Bridge. Taking a look at the weather, cloudy at first but dry and sunny. Light winds too, highs of 16 Celsius at 61 Fahrenheit. This evening, staying dry and clear and temperatures not too low, 6 Celsius, 43 Fahrenheit. That's your news and sport for the West Midlands. It's 3 minutes past 11.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
Oh,
BBC WM.
Dude, what the flip? No.
Saturdays with Iain Lee
on BBC WM 95.6.
Fair play.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
Fair play, though. We've now got more listeners because that set off the ping. So that means that people are in their cars. you got this weird... and I've never understood why you'd have this. People got this weird thing in their cars so that it pings when the travel... We send out a signal when we go to travel, and it can make your car radio tune into us. Well, duh. Why don't we fire it off all the flipping time? Duh. Fire it off all the time. And every time someone tunes to Heart or Free, you fire it off again. And then they go, so we might as well listen to this rubbish. Now, before the news, we were set a conundrum. What is this song?
I love you very much. Bloody, bloody, blah.
Now, Nick, you're back with us.
I am.
Okay, it wasn't the song that I played before the news, was it? Let's just clarify that.
No, it wasn't even close.
I apologise. We've got two people who think they know what it is.
I've got my pen ready. I've got to get the tune if it's the one, you know.
Mate, we're gonna. If we can find it, we're gonna play it. Okay.
Brilliant.
We've got Lynn and we've got Jill. Good morning to both of you.
Hello. Good morning.
Lynn, we'll start with you. Do you have any idea what Nick is banging on about?
I most certainly do.
Okay, so you from this.
I love you very much. Bloody, bloody, blah.
And it's an Art Deco chatty kind of song. I mean, I've never heard this song described as Art Deco before. But okay, Lynn, what do you think it is?
It's La-Di-Da, as sung by Jake Thackeray in 1967. It was a hit in 1967.
And how does it go? Because I've never heard of this.
Well, it definitely goes, I love you very much. I'm not going to sing.
Oh.
La-di-da-di-da.
It is actually La-Di-Da. That's what it's
well,
called.
it's actually blah-di-la-di-da.
Well,
no, it isn't. It's La-Di-Da-di-Da. L-A-H-D-I-D-A-H. La-di-da. You're very la-di-da. And I love you very much.
You've got the one. Thank you very much,
You lot
Lynn.
are hang on a minute.
You are totally well.
You lot are absolutely bonkers. The olden days were nuts. Jill, do you agree with Lynn?
I do, but that wasn't the one I was going to suggest.
Oh, which one were you going to suggest?
I thought it might have been our Eurovision entry.
Oh.
Because that's a sort of 1920s Charleston thing, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
But I think she's right.
The
with
bird's
Jake
eye potato
Thackeray.
waffle song. I don't know who Jake Thackeray is.
Oh, he was... He used to sing quirky little, almost like folk songs. Listen to the one called The Bantam Cock.
The what?
The Bantam Cock.
I beg your pardon? I don't know if we can say that on BBC WM 95.6.
Well, he sings it, so...
Well, look, I've got my team of... Jill, listen, thank you very much indeed. We shall let you go. By the way,
Thanks, Jill.
Eurovision special next week, guys, I've just decided. Oh, I thought Lynn and Nick, I thought you'd get excited by that.
Me? I can't stand the Eurovision.
Oh, Eurovision special next week, guys. Nick, you excited?
No.
Oh, blimey. Well,
but thanks ever so much, Lynn. I'm
You are
convinced it's the one.
Yeah, you're very, very welcome.
Well, Lynn,
I should be looking for that this week.
Lynn, you're a good sport. Thank you very much indeed. We are finding... have we found it? Have we managed to find it? Production... I'm getting the nod that we found it, Nick. Here we go.
That's brilliant.
What's it called? Nick?
La-di-da.
Is it this?
Di-da.
Oh. Is it this? Nick?
Wait there, give me a bit more.
All right, mate, here we go.
Now we're agreed that we're in love.
That's the one.
We'll have to face the la-di-da.
It's flipping awful, mate.
It's brilliant, listen to it.
All right, well...
fancy pantomime. I love you very much. I'll try, love, I'll bill and coo. With your gruesome Auntie Susan, I'll stay calm. I'll play it cool. I'll let your tetchy uncles get me back up across my heart.
Oh, Nick, come on, this is awful.
Come on, give it some time, quick.
All right.
I'll be nice to your mother. I'll come all over la-di-da. Although she always gets up me nose, I love you very much. And so I'll smile and I'll acquiesce when she invites me to caress her scabby cat.
Oh, no, Nick, this is awful.
It gets better, come on.
Well, there's not much left now, mate.
And witters cross my heart. And I shan't lay a finger on the crabby old bat face. I'll be polite to your daddy, frightfully la-di-da. Although he always bores me to my boots, I love you very much. And so I won't boo and hiss when he starts to reminisce. I won't drop off, I won't flare up. The runs he used to score and how he won the war cross my heart. But I'll have to
Nick, this is rubbish.
Come on.
I'll behave at the wedding breakfast. I'll be la-di-da. So help me, hearty toasts and risky jokes. I love you very much. So help me, I'll force a laugh for the flicking photographs. So have no fear, I won't turn tail. I won't run amok when the females chuck confetti in my ears. And cross me heart, love, I'll keep off the pale ale when we're off on our own. No more la-di-bloody-da.
Oh dear.
I promise we just won't have the time. We won't have time for such fancy pantomimes. I love you far too much.
I love you very much. Blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Oh. Nick,
There you go.
Nick, if I get a strong email or a strong phone call from my boss saying why the hell were you playing that rubbish, right? I'm gonna come to Edgbaston, mate, and I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna stick my fingers up at you and blow a raspberry.
I think you've been very educational today, for a change.
Thank you for being a good sport,
and
Nick.
put some haute couture into the Brummies.
Have a good weekend, mate. Ta-ta.
Thanks, bud.
Bye-bye. Phil's in High Wycombe. High Wycombe?
Yeah.
I don't think we cover the High. You shouldn't be listening to us. You should be listening to a BBC Berkshire, I think, or BBC Three Counties. You shouldn't be listening to this.
Well, I normally listen online. I mean, it's in the morning on the way to work, but I never have a chance to call in.
I don't know what you're talking about. Right, Phil, what have you got for us?
Hello, mate. I was talking about my first job.
Oh, yeah, go on.
I worked in the dry cleaners in Safeway.
Hang on. Is Safeway still going?
No, it's not. It's now Morrison's. I worked in the dry cleaners there.
Right.
And I was at the age when I was about 17 and I wanted to be really cool and I didn't want anyone to see me working, especially people I knew.
Yeah, of course, I know that, yeah.
And they broke it to us at Christmas that we had to dress up as nativity characters.
Oh, mate.
And they told me I had to wear like one of the shepherds. And then I was trying to hide out the back the whole time so no one from college would see me. and then they said I had to serve someone. It was a girl from college who I really fancied.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
And so I quit at lunch. I was furious. I was really embarrassed.
Oh, mate, how long ago was this, Phil?
This must be about 13 years ago now.
Well, exactly. Nowadays, see, people want us out of Europe. Nowadays, you could have taken Safeways to the European Court of Human Rights because that's humiliation.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about doing that for the trauma. But I was livid. I was livid. Didn't know what to do. And I think she even laughed. And I was like, oh, God.
Oh, man. And how old were you, 17?
Yeah, I was about 17,
That 15, 16, 17, 18, it's such a vital age. And the smallest, that's a big thing, but even the smallest thing can send you over the edge.
It did. It really did. I went home to my mum and I told her. She thought I was ridiculous. And
of course she did.
Because it's a lot of money then.
Yeah. Phil, listen, thank you very much indeed. Saturday jobs, your first ever jobs. We can do. Ever been humiliated in front of someone you fancy? We can always do that. Mohammed's in Edgbaston. Morning, Mohammed.
Where did you find that rubbish?
Oh.
I love you very much. Blah-de-blah-blah.
That record was awful, wasn't it?
I'm trying to think. I'm like you. I haven't had a drink for a while.
Yeah. That might turn me back.
I'm trying to think what could I do to get my brain in motion to enjoy that.
I hate those. He sounded like... Stay there, Joe. I'll come to you in a second. He sounded like that Peter Skellen. Remember Peter Skellen? He was like a posh English singer-songwriter in the 70s. So the Americans had people like Neil Young, well, he's Canadian, but, Neil Young and James Taylor and Joni Mitchell. We had Peter Skellen sat in a morning suit at the piano going, blah, 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 blah. We had all that rubbish. Awful.
That was terrible.
Mohammed, thank you very much indeed. Joe's in Rednall. Good morning, Joe.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Joe.
How are you?
Do you know what, Joe?
Yeah.
Today's show, I wasn't expecting much. The producer I've got today, he's a chancer. He's a part-timer. Marky Mark's bunking off. They give me they've given me work experience. But do you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what, Joe?
Yeah.
I really feel that I've been able to educate him in the art of radio. So I feel, he's slowing the show down, but I'm giving back to society by allowing him to come and work with me.
Oh no.
He must be. And fair play. He must be quite nervous working with such a big talent as me. And he's doing.
Great.
He's doing. All right. He's not made any teas or coffees, But
He hasn't made you a cup of tea yet.
No, he has not, Joe.
Oh, I would have done.
I know you would have done, Joe.
I think you're lovely.
Oh, Joe, I think you're lovely too.
Great.
What have you got for us, Joe? Apart from a little bit of flirtation. Oh no, don't!
I'm so naughty.
You're going to get a smack bottom.
I'll smack your bottom.
I wouldn't go near my bottom, to be honest. It's not in a good state. No, seriously.
I loved what you were saying about that hotel room.
Oh, it was flipping awful. There were empty wine bottles everywhere. There were wet towels in the bath.
Oh, horrible.
I honestly had to put something up against the door to make sure no one came in. Joe, stay there. I've got to do a bit of business.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Joe, Simon, stay there. We'll come to you after we get a little bit of travel. I'm assuming that Lisanne is there.
I am here.
Well,
this
that's
time,
a surprise. Away you go.
Well. As you're heading out at the moment, you will find traffic is building up in the city centre, but on the move still. Just a bit slow as you head towards Junction. So Pershall Road looking a little bit heavy for you. And quite busy through Kings Heath as well, as we normally see on the high street there, with traffic making things a little bit slow going if you're making your way both in and out of the city along that stretch. Not doing badly for the motorways. The M5, the M6 and the M42 are coping well. It's just a bit slow for the southbound M6 through the roadworks from Junction 10 through towards Junction 9. So it's a little bit of a crawl for you there, I'm afraid, just due to the build-up of traffic we've seen through the morning. Public transport services coping well so far today, but if you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel on 0330 123 3550.
Saturdays with Iain Lee
on BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
If you're enjoying this rubbish, I also do Fridays 2 till 4. Joe, we were talking to Joe in Rednall. Joe, what have you got for us?
Well, my daughter had a Saturday job in B-Jam in Northfield.
I miss
Yeah.
B-Jam. Did she have to wear the blue kind of quick fit overall?
Yes,
Yeah, of course she did. Great.
that was years ago.
I used to my first job, B-Jam, 15, and I've got some great memories of that. I've also got some horrible memories. For those who don't know, basically it's Iceland. It was Iceland bought it and took it over, and we had a massive walk-in freezer in the back because it was mainly a frozen food store. We didn't really have any. We didn't have any fresh vegetables or anything like that. It was all frozen food. And my job as the Saturday boy, I flippin' hated this. I had to walk into the freezer, right, it was massive, and shut the door so the cold air didn't get out, hot air didn't get in, and I had to count everything that was in that massive freezer. And it took an hour. And it was, honestly, I wanted to die because my fingers... Because you could wear gloves, but then you couldn't really write down when you had the gloves, so you had to take the glove off. And so, I've never been so miserable. That hour on a Saturday afternoon between 5 and 6 when I had to do that, I wanted to jump off a bridge. It was horrible.
Oh, that's not fair, making you do that.
No, it's not fair, is it, Joe?
No, they purpose got you to do that.
I think they did. Well, they always got the new lad to do it. So
the new boy.
the new boy. Did you have a Saturday job, Joe?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
But I stayed in a bed and breakfast once,
Yeah.
and it was just a man and his son running the place, and I wouldn't get undressed at night. Because I had a feeling there was a hole in the wall or something. No, I put something up against the door, and I didn't get into bed or anything. I just slept on the top of the bed in my clothes.
I remember for a job once, I had to stay in a bed and breakfast, and it was some bed and breakfast beautiful. This was just some bloke's house, right?
Yeah.
And it was like in the attic room, and I went in there and I just sat on the bed for 10 minutes and thought, I can't do this. And so I went downstairs. I'm just going to pop out. I'll be back in a few minutes. Never went back. Never went back. It was awful.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
And I stayed in another one, right?
Yeah.
And the room was iffy and everything, and I slept on top of the bed.
Yeah.
And the bathroom was across the hallway, and I couldn't even brush my teeth in the sink because it was horrible in there.
Oh, dear.
it was like everybody used it, and it was iffy.
There were other people's hairs on the towels today.
And on the soap.
Oh, no, Joe, thank you. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Derek's on the line. Morning, Derek.
Morning, Ian.
Morning. You've called in... Oh, blimey. Now we've got a Jake Thackeray the kind of argument going on. You liked the song, did you?
You clearly have no taste. You're a man out of time. How on earth could you not enjoy such a wonderful song that was played la-di-da? I almost, when I was driving, I almost crashed the car. Couldn't believe what I was hearing. And clearly, you need to be sectioned under the Mental Health Act if you do not like that song.
Sir, how very dare you? How far away are you from the mailbox? Because I'm going to find you and I'm going to slap you in the face with a leather glove. How dare you? Listen, I like my I'm a huge Noel Coward fan. Okay, you can't beat Noel Coward's, but that Thackeray thing was awful.
That was brilliant. I mean, it's actually made my day. In fact, I rung in primarily to ask for an encore so we can hear it again.
I'll tell you what. How about this? This is another Thackeray song. He's done more than one.
Good.
Here we go. Here we go. Hang on. Here we go.
I love a good bum on a woman, it makes my day.
Oh, dearie me. I love a good bum. I mean...
Existence the stereo, I also love breasts and arms and
I'm going to stop that. Proper, traditional music that's reminiscent of true British culture.
Now, I like Jake Thackeray because he pops up on Radio 4 from time to time. I recognise the voice, and he pops up and he's very witty. But give up the day job, Jake, I would suggest. Derek?
You also need to go and have a cold shower and calm down and play it again. And when you listen to it a couple of times, I think you'll suddenly see the light.
Derek, how old are you? You must be very, very old to have found that funny. 60, 70?
I am not far off 70.
Really? Well, you've got a young voice.
No, I'm 50.
Well, you're past it, mate. Derek, you're a good sport. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Ta-ta. Simon, stay there. I'll be with you after this.
Asked a girl what she wanted to be. She said, baby, can't you see? I want to be famous, a star on the screen. But you can do something in between. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. And baby, I love you. I told that girl that my prospects were good. And she said, baby, it's understood. Working for peanuts is all very fine. But I can show you a better time. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. And baby, I love you. Beep, 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 yeah. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. And baby, I love you. I told that girl I could start right away. When she said, listen, babe, I got something to say. I got no car and it's breaking my heart. But I found a driver and that's a start. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. And baby, I love you. Beep, 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 yeah. Beep, 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 yeah. Beep, 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 yeah.
Oh, man, I love that song. I love that song. I'm having fun today. Busy on the phones as well. Busy on the phones. Simon. Morning, Simon.
Morning.
What you got for us, fella?
Saturday jobs and teenagers.
Yeah, go on. Do they still do them?
No, they're too bone idle these days.
This is the thing. This is my problem. Do you remember about 6 months ago there was a big story in the papers, and I knew it was rubbish. A big story in the papers that I guess it was Brooklyn Beckham, one of David Beckham's sons, had a job working at it was like Costa or Starbucks or something.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's a load. That ain't gonna last. And I think it lasted a week, and then he became a male model or something. Listen, guys.
No, they do nothing. They don't do anything now.
Have you got kids, 15, 16, 17? Get them out working on a Saturday. Make them go and work.
They do nothing. I'll tell you what, if you could see them through a hatch in the bedroom door, mate, they'd never leave the bedroom.
Well, you got a 15-year-old daughter, have you?
Yeah.
Well, make her go and work, Simon. Stop feeding her. Stop feeding her. Say, even if it's just a Saturday morning, even if she go and works for 4 hours on a Saturday morning in the local butcher's or the local Asda or wherever.
Well, by me, I see adults delivering papers now.
Oh, mate.
So not school children.
Yeah, you do see. You see people. Now that is sad. Seeing old people doing paper rounds.
Yeah.
Or do you remember? Here's another job I had. Right before this was when I was about 13, 14. Was delivering the free local paper, and this is how old I am. I would get paid a halfpenny a paper.
Halfpenny.
I would get a halfpenny a paper. Half a penny for every paper.
500 of them now,
yeah, it was about 500, and I'll be honest, I did what every 13, 14-year-old did. I think it was 14. A lot of them got dumped in a ditch. Yes, a lot of them got dumped.
I had 3 jobs I did.
Go on, what did you have?
I had a paper round.
Yep.
I had a milk round with a local milkman.
Oh, yes!
And I also had a car cleaning round on a Saturday afternoon.
How old were you?
13, 14.
Yeah, and
15.
I bet you were quids in, weren't you?
Yeah, well, I said all my weekends were working.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
If I wanted to go and buy something, I had to save and buy it myself. So I was doing 3 jobs. So when I turned 16, 17, I wanted a little motorbike.
Yeah.
And there's no way my parents was going to help me do that. So I did all this and scrimped and scraved.
You scrimped and scraved?
Yeah, well, as I said, I had them 3 jobs.
Simon, listen, thank you. And I'm not one of these, I guess maybe I am. I hated my job. That's an exaggeration. I mean, how can I... There were aspects of my job at 15 I didn't like. I didn't like working. I was lazy. But you did it. Friday nights, 3 hours on a Friday night, and then 8 or 9 hours on a Saturday. Beautiful. Mohammed's up. Mohammed, have you been on?
Yes, mate.
Oh, hello, it's a different Mohammed. Hello, Mohammed. You're right. What a surprise. There's more than one Mohammed in Birmingham. Who'd have thought it? Silly me. Morning, Mohammed. What have you got for us?
Nothing. Just on my son. He's just turned 18.
Yeah.
He's been working part-time now on a Saturday for about 8, 9 months. And he's had 3 weeks of holiday over in Dubai. He's coming back on Tuesday.
What's his Saturday job? It's not breaking into safety deposit boxes, is it?
No, he just worked in a restaurant, cleaning after hours, and he's had 3 weeks in Dubai.
And did he pay for that himself?
He paid for that himself. He paid for the PS4 for himself. He's paid for a lot of stuff.
That must, as a dad, because my boys are too young for this, as a dad, how does that make you feel?
Proud of him.
Do you not feel sorry for him? That he's a young man, well, started at 17, he's a young man, and he's given up all his time to do all that?
No, well, it's only 1 day a week. He's like... Yeah. And there's one more thing I wanted to say, mate.
Go on, Mohammed.
Danny Kelly. Danny Kelly.
No. Why can't I cut him off?
Danny Kelly.
Why can't I cut this loser
Danny
off?
Kelly.
Hang on a second. I can't cut him off. He's gone. Good. We got rid of Mohammed. Good. Idiot.
Danny Kelly.
Oh, he's still there.
Never mention Danny Kelly on your show again.
What was wrong with the computer? I think Mohammed's gone now. Good.
Danny Kelly.
He's still there. Right. Hang on a minute. Right, Mohammed. I now have to cut you off now. Go on, try
Danny
again.
Kelly.
He's gone. There he's gone. Something was wrong with the computer there. I don't know what. You should have been quicker cutting him off. Words with you afterwards. Doing the thing where I point to my eyes, then I'm going to point to your eyes, and that means I'm looking at you. I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm doing it. And I'm also flicking V's at the same time, yeah? Double. My youngest does that. I teach my boys that, but my youngest does it. He's just flicking the V's and V's. James, I've enjoyed myself too much today. James is on the line. Good morning, James.
Good morning. Just one moment. You're very good at your job, and you're very, very good at pronouncing all the words. So congratulations there. I worked at the Queen's Ballroom in Wolverhampton when I was 20.
Oh, yeah?
I used to, it's gone now, of course, it's the bank. But I used to, me and my family used to go to the Queen's Ballroom.
Yeah.
People will remember that in Queen's Square, Wolverhampton. I used to clean the glasses up and tidy the ballroom up.
Did you ever get to? Did you ever hold the Queen's balls there?
Pardon again?
Did you ever hold the Queen's balls there?
No.
No. Okay.
But it was a nice place to work for. A Scottish bloke in charge.
Yeah.
And then a fellow called Michael Blee took over, and he wasn't a very nice man.
Oh well, okay. But so what? And what did you do? Go around collecting glasses and stuff?
So go around collecting glasses, right?
Yeah.
Clean them up
Yeah.
on the other way, and we had a nice day. And we had a taxi back home because I paid for this.
How long ago was this, James?
I was 20 then. So that must have been 1960, something like that.
Hey, I bet you saw a few things there, didn't you?
We did, but we couldn't say too much. It's confidential, as you know.
Is it come on, it's not confidential now. 50 years later.
No, there was things going on, but we really enjoyed ourselves.
Well, James, listen, I appreciate your call, mate. Thank you very much indeed. But just to confirm, James never held the Queen's balls. Emma's in Coventry. Morning. Oh, you're right. I've got a load of texts as well. Emma's in Coventry. Morning, Emma.
Good morning, Iain. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you very much. What have you got for us?
My first Saturday job was working in the petrol station.
Oh, yeah, go on.
It was... I did actually really like it in there.
Yeah.
And I've got a funny story for you.
Go on then, yeah.
When I was working in there, one of the... people were trying to get in, and I said that the door's open.
Yeah.
And they said we can't get in. So I tried to open the door and I couldn't, and the door got stuck. So I had to phone one of the managers, and I said, nobody can get in, and I'm stuck in the shop.
Uh-oh.
And he come, and he couldn't get me out. My dad come, he couldn't get me out. So in the end, they had to get the fire brigade.
Oh, blimey. What, hang on a minute. So what the door jammed or locked, or what had happened?
It locked, it just wouldn't, and I didn't lock it, it just froze up.
Come on,
So,
Emma,
no,
you know you were a bit tired, you didn't want to talk to anyone, you just thought, I'll buy myself half an hour and you locked the door.
No, it was... I blame my dad, actually, because about 2 seconds afterwards, you're going to absolutely... Nobody can believe this, but it is true.
Go on. Go on, Emma. Already I don't believe it, but I'll go on.
Well, Mum would used to cook like the dinner, and the petrol station only used to be round the corner.
Yeah.
So Dad used to come round with my dinner, and I used to eat it at the petrol station.
Mate, that is genius. Like, so proper home cooked dinner, and you'd be eating that in Texaco. Oh, Emma, that is wonderful. Emma, listen, thank you very much indeed. That is wonderful. 03453 009956. Well, there's me saying I've heard Jake Thackeray on Radio 4. He died in 2002. Thank you, Pete. WM, tell your presenter... Don't be angry that I got something wrong. Hey, I made a mistake. I know we're the BBC, but we make mistakes. We kept Jeremy Clarkson for 20 years. WM, tell your presenter to get his facts straight. Jake Thackeray died in 2002. Or Pete, you could have just sent a text saying, Iain, mate, you got it wrong. Jake Thackeray's dead. You must be thinking of someone else. No. WM, tell your presenter to get his... So who's the fella on Radio 4 that sounds like Jake Thackeray and has a name that sounds like Jake Thackeray? 03453 009956. You can send angry texts as well if you want. 81333. Start your text WM. More calls after this.
Hey, hey, the clouds are away. The straw for the donkeys and the innocents can all sleep safely. All sleep safely. My son is pie. There's fodder for the cannons and the guilty ones can all sleep safely. All sleep safely.
much do I love that song, man. So, this guy is a genius. 03453 009956. Last 23 minutes of the... What happens in Birmingham and the West Midlands at 11:30? Because the calls always kind of... They're busy, 11:30 stops. Is there something... Are they giving away free cash or something? Is there a Ginsters van that drives around just chucking out pasty? I've put the idea in my head now of a Ginsters. I wonder I'm getting a little bit tubby. 03453 009956. What I'm saying is if you call up in the last half hour of the show between 11:30 and 12, there's very strong... Well, you'll get on. You'll get on at any point. We'll take anybody. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed. We let pretty much anybody come on the show. This guy is brilliant. He's basically made an off-road wheelchair. Oh, it's good. Because you get there are kind of like three standards of wheelchair at the moment, as far as I'm aware. Okay, there's your manual wheelchair where either you push the wheels or someone behind you pushes. Okay, there's the electric wheelchair, which is a bit sturdier. But then I've seen these things. It's this like a super electric wheelchair. You don't see them very often. Because my mum's got the electric wheelchair, and the boys love it. They love sitting on Nanny Linda's lap and driving. It's like having a remote control car, but with a person on it. But then there's this like super wheelchair that it kind. How do I explain it? It kind of lifts up. The chair sort of lifts up, and it goes at a bit of an angle. I don't know what that's for. Anyway, well now there's a fourth type of wheelchair. This is beautiful. Who is this fella? Sean Pearce. And it's great. It's an electric wheelchair with 6 wheels on it. It's got a racing car seat, and they're fat wheels. He's got a seatbelt on, and he's got... is that a sat-nav? Maybe a sat-nav, I don't know. This incredible off-road machine has given new power to wheelchair users. The Hex Hog. Good name, like it, solid. And yes, that is my stomach rumbling, those listening to on DAB. I'm hungry, I've not eaten. Ginsters. The Hex Hog is the brainchild of British designer Sean Pearce, who came up with the idea after hearing about a disabled farmer who could not access his land safely. This is flipping brilliant. When I'm out with my mum in her wheelchair, if I'm pushing, people tend not to get out of the way. You'll have people... the number of times I've had to swerve to avoid somebody because I'm pushing the wheelchair. Not being funny. If there's a wheelchair coming to... Out of the way. Out of the way. If you're going in this thing, if you don't get out of the way, you're going to be flattened. Its flexible chassis keeps all 6 wheels in contact with rugged terrain. Sean of Nantglyn, North Wales... created the wheelchair. He said this provides the next level up in accessibility. I want one of these. I want one of these bad boys. Because quite often with the mobility scooters, which I'm not a fan of, I'm not a fan of the mobility scooter. 03453 009956, by the way. Let's be honest, the majority of people using the mobility scooter are, they're lazy. They are. They're not. They're very... If you go to America, right, if you go to Las Vegas... Oh, wow, now I'm being had. Thank you for this, Dean. Flipping heck. Being handed... This is the... Well, OK. It's a wheelchair, but it's got caterpillar tracks on it. I'm assuming that somewhere there's a rocket launcher as well on this. I'm guessing. If you go to Las Vegas, right, you see lots of... And they are lazy people. Driving between the slot machines, or the one-armed bandits. What do they call them? The gamblers. I don't know what they're called anymore. They're too lazy to walk from slot machine to slot machine. So they drive in a mobility scooter. And quite often you'll see a few people, driving mobility. I know you can't tell if someone's disabled by looking at them before you complain. But sometimes you can. Anyway, I want one of these bad boys. Chris, I want one of these 6-wheeled wheelchairs.
That'd look great, that would, wouldn't it?
It looks flipping brilliant. I bet it goes...
throws on the front of that'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. Go on, Chris, what you got for us?
What's your view on caravans?
Sorry?
What's your view on caravans?
Did you phone up and ask me this yesterday?
No.
Someone phoned up and asked me that yesterday.
Did I? I must have missed that because I had to go and pick the kids up from school.
OK. What's my view on caravans? I think they're a flipping nuisance on the roads, but if my wife wasn't such a snob, I would love to go on holiday in a caravan.
Right. One of my neighbours...
Yeah.
You're going to love this.
Yeah.
They've got 2 caravans.
Not in the front of the front garden, have they?
They've got one on the front, on the drive, and the other one in the back garden.
Oh, now that is horrible.
Yeah, the best part about it?
Yeah.
None of them drive and they don't own a car.
Well, what do they do? Do they go for holidays in their front garden then?
I think the 2 adults, they lock the kids in the house on a weekend and they go and spend the time in the caravan in the back garden.
And is the caravan a rocking? Do you ever go a knocking?
No.
No, OK, yeah. Oh, dear.
I know last year when they put it in the back garden, they got stuck on the grass because there's a big field at the back there to go across. They got stuck on the grass trying to get it, and he had to take his fence down to get it into the back garden.
How did they how did they get it there if they don't drive?
They got somebody else to tow it for them.
Oh, flip. I'm going to make an assumption, Chris. Right. Are they quite common?
Sort of.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and it is. And people, honestly, I've said this before, right? And people get so angry about this. If you've got a caravan in your front garden, you're common. And also, it affects the price of your house. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I can put a caravan. Yeah, you can put a caravan there if you want, but it affects the price of my house.
Yeah, but Ian, this is the best part.
Yeah.
Last year, they got one of the neighbours to tow the caravan who had a tow bar on his car.
Yeah.
They paid him to tow it to a caravan park so they could stop for a weekend, and they paid him to come and tow it back for them.
Are they nuts? Are they absolutely nuts?
Yep.
Chris, thank you very much. Are you a fan of sleeping? Because I do like. I do like. There's something. I hate camping, but there's something that excites the 9-year-old in me about the thought of sleeping in a caravan.
I couldn't stick in one. I couldn't go in one. No.
Chris, thank you very much indeed. I mean, I wouldn't want to own one. I wouldn't want to tow one, but a static one, I could spend a couple of nights, like a posh one. Oh, hang on a second. Let me just take this. Oh, you go. Ranjit, you've been on already, haven't you, today?
No, I haven't.
Well, it feels like it.
No.
Well, you got 20 seconds before the travel.
Do you think Cameron got spanked by Sturgeon yesterday?
I've got literally no idea. I didn't see any of it. I tell you who has taken us. What happened to Chukwuemeka?
Well,
he bottled it.
Yeah, but you know why he's bottled it? I know why he's bottled it.
Well, are you going to say something libelous that hasn't come out in the press yet?
No. I personally think, and the reason is, if he would have won the leadership election,
yeah.
And then when it comes to the main general election,
Yeah.
I think this country's not ready for a coloured, a black or an Asian prime minister.
Oh
yet.
no! No! I think they completely are now.
No, I don't think so. Not yet. Another 5 years, but another 10 years maybe 15.
No, do you know what? No, I think that... Who would have thought that America, were up until... What, 50, 60 years ago, they had, racial segregation. Massive parts of America openly racist, and they've got a black president.
Ian, then, when Neil Kinnock stood, because he was Welsh, people didn't want to vote.
He's not he wasn't black.
No, I'm saying...
Ranjit, I'm sorry, mate, your time's up.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the travel news. Here's Lisanne. Sorry,
Thanks.
Lisanne,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you're heading out through Penkeridge at the moment, we have very slow traffic on the Wolverhampton Road, heading north at the Boscombe Moor Lane. If you're making your journey through there around the Gailey Island, you'll find the roadworks slowing you down. Also, roadworks causing problems for the M6 south from 10 through to 8. That's Wolverhampton to the M5. The usual slow crawl of traffic through there, I'm afraid. And in Birmingham, the Pershall Road is very busy as you head towards the Belgrave interchange as people are making their way into the city. Not looking so bad, though, on public transport at the moment, which continues to run well today. But if you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel on 0330 123 3550.
It's a tale of woe at the Hawthorns for West Bromwich Albion.
They were the first club in Premier League history to be bottom of the league at Christmas and stay up.
Oh, fabulous scenes at the Hawthorns. News has just come through and the place has gone absolutely absolutely balmy.
Now, 10 years on, BBC WM relives West Bromwich Albion's great escape.
A great achievement. Like I said, you know, after the match, it was as good as anything I'd done in football at that time.
With exclusive interviews from Brian Robson, Jeff Horsfield, and members of the squad who beat the drop.
West Bromwich Albion have done it.
The Baggies' Great Escape, 10 years on. Listen again online at bbc.co.uk/WM.
BBC WM 95.6.
Saturdays with Iain Lee
on BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
Over bridge of sights to rest my eyes in shades of green, under dreaming spires to Ichiku Park, that's where I've been. What did you do there? I got high. What did you feel there? Well, I cried. But why the tears there? Tell you why. It's all too beautiful. It's all too beautiful. It's all too beautiful. It's all too beautiful. I feel inclined to blow my mind, get on up, feed the ducks with a bun. They all come out to groove about, be nice and have fun in the sun. I tell you what I'll do. What will you? I'd like to go there now with you. You can miss out school. Won't that be? Why go to learn the words of who? What will we do there? We'll get high. What will we touch there? Will we touch the sky? But why the tears there? I'll tell you why. It's all too beautiful. It's all too beautiful. It's all too beautiful. It's all too beautiful. I feel inclined to blow my mind, get hung up, feed the ducks with a bun. They all come out to groove about, be nice and have fun in the sun. It's all too beautiful. It's all too beautiful. It's all too beautiful. Ha! It's all too beautiful.
Last few minutes of the show. 03453 009956. Stop suggesting Jake Thackeray songs. I don't. I'm going to play. Look, we've played 2 Jake Thackeray songs and they're absolutely bobbins. Someone suggested this
on FM.
Freeview digital radio.
Oh, flipping it. Blooming computers. Oh, blimey. Can you reset the computer for me? Because I don't know how to... I can't do that now. Now that we're at the end, I can't do that. There's a grown-up coming in to fix it for me. Thanks, Dean. I'm sorry about all the rude things I said earlier about you. And I'll try and delete some of the tweets I made about you from the internet. Because it's there now. Oh, look, isn't that clever? You smell nice.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Right, so you do smell nice. What you got on?
It's a lot of money.
Nice, I like it. I like a lot of money. Right, here we go. This is Jake Thackeray again.
Isabel makes love upon national monuments.
No, it's absolutely bobbins, isn't it? I mean, really. 03453 009956. Speaking of bobbins, now, I don't like you two. I can't stand you two. I went to a Cat Stevens concert once, right, and there was this awful fella on before, this opening act. It was to celebrate 50 years of Island Records. So it was this African musician, and I'll be honest, he was rubbish, right? And he went on and on. He thought, OK, here's the opening act. And they said, I'm going to do one more song for you, right? And then I'm going to go. But I'm going to bring on some very special guests. Oh, all right, OK, bring on special guests were U2. This was at Shepherd's Bush Empire. Well, it was Bono and The Edge, right? That's U2, I didn't know the other two. And everyone, the whole of Shepherd's Bush Empire went nuts apart from me and my wife, because we looked at our watches and thought, they're going to do more than one song. You're not going to get... it's going to be hard to pull Bono and The Edge off. And they went on for ages. They did like 30 minutes of Bob Marley song. It was hell. U2 singing Bob Marley songs? It was hell. It was awful. Anyway, so I'm not fans of U2. But you've got to feel sorry for The Edge in this. It's a clip that's gone viral. What that means is lots of people have seen it. It's a very popular clip. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say from now on. It's a very popular clip. Have you seen this clip, Pete? Pete, you're on the air.
Yeah?
Have you seen this clip of The Edge?
No, mate.
Turn your radio off, Pete, while I tell the boys and girls what it is. So it's The Edge. He's walking along a platform, live in concert, and he's not looking where he's going. He's being Barry Big Whatsits. Yeah, I'm The Edge. And he's walking, he's not looking. He's going, yeah, The Fly. Yeah. He's playing The Fly. I don't know what song. What songs do U2 do? I can't think of any U2 songs, Pete.
I know U2 fan. I'm talking about Peter Skellin. You're talking about Peter Skellin.
Oh,
rubbish.
Well, anyway, The Edge fell off the stage. Make of that what you will. Yes, Pete.
Yeah, you're talking about Peter Skellin was rubbish.
Yes, mate.
You play You're a Lady.
You're a lady, I'm a man, you're supposed to
brilliant, mate.
understand how a man... He's not that good. What did you say? He's brilliant, did you say, Pete?
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I love him, I do.
OK, well, Pete, we won't play that, but thanks for the phone call. Why do you like him so much?
Brilliant show, mate. Thanks.
You're a very kind man. Thank you, Pete. You're a lady... I'm a man, you're supposed to understand how these things... Oh, it's just, the brass band and everything. Oh, dear. You're a lady... My impression is actually pretty good. You're a lady, I'm a man... Here, listen.
Now the evening has come to a close.
Oh, dear. Everyone says, the 70s were so good. Oh, the music in this... No, it wasn't. Because, we had the Sex Pistols and we had the Glitter Band. No, they were good.
And it might be
but you didn't really see the Pistols on... You had this stuff on telly all the time.
So I might as well get
This is what the 70s actually sounded like.
The things I have to say.
Here we go. You're a lady, I'm a man.
Another day. You're a lady.
Oh, no, just really. Luckily, a bit of the 70s and the 80s sounded a bit like this. Name a pop star more beautiful than Debbie Harry. You can't do it. Female pop star, obviously, I mean. Kavanagh was obviously more beautiful than Debbie Harry, but he was, he was beautiful. Even Debbie Harry now, I mean, she's got to be like, what, 65, I'm gonna say? Still just, Debbie Harry, Just time for, well, I mean, you know, I don't condone shoplifting. Of course I don't. But there was a story, wasn't there, in the papers last week about that couple that got no money, can't work, got kids, and they got done for nicking a couple of sandwiches out of the bins at the back of a supermarket. So while I would never condone stealing stuff, that kind of happened, and maybe there's an argument for that. A married mum who pinched a rampant rabbit sex toy from Ann Summers has been fined £75. Now, there's desperate and there's desperate. And while you might be desperate to, I nearly said something very rude there. While you might be desperate to do... No, I can't. While you might be desperate for food, Elizabeth Penman, 36, was caught swiping the item and some lubricant from the sex doll. Now, guys, all I can say is... naughty, 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 naughty. Oh, no. There was me being all slick, and now I can't do the news bed. Oh, blimey. Hang on a second. Hang on. Yes!
On FM.
Freeview.
So rubbish.
Online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
I'm surrounded by professionals.
WM 95.6.
Ah, well. We nearly got away with it. That's it, that's your lot. Thanks, Dean, for helping out. Back on Friday at 2 o'clock for me, and then next Saturday at 10. Sports coming up, but before that, let's get the news. Here's Phil Churm.
In the past hour, the Chancellor, George Osborne, has been explaining why he'll present a second budget in the summer. Mr Osborne said he wanted to get on with implementing the pledges the Conservatives have made to working people. He's expected to announce further cuts to the welfare budget and measures to raise productivity. But he refused to be drawn on the details.
Well, on the 8th of July, I will deliver my first Conservative budget, and I don't want to wait to deliver on the commitments we have made to working people. It will continue with the balanced plan we have to deal with our debts, invest in our health service and reform welfare to make work pay.
An Egyptian court has recommended the former president Mohamed Morsi to be put to death for his involvement in a prison breakout. The case will be referred to Egypt's top religious authority, the Grand Mufti, for an opinion before the execution can take place. Mohamed Morsi's Freedom and Justice Party condemned the court's decision, saying today will be remembered as one of the darkest days in Egypt history. The death penalty has been handed down to the Boston Marathon bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. The attack killed 3 people, more than 260 were wounded. His lawyers are expected to appeal. West Midlands Police are appealing for witnesses to come forward after the vicious attack of a man after a New Year's Eve party in Birmingham. Jason Webb, who's 28, was repeatedly kicked in the head and was found in the street on New Year's Day. He spent weeks in a coma and has severe brain injury. DI Jim Munro says it's left Jason in a very poor state.
Leaving him with severe life-changing injuries, and he remains still in rehabilitation in hospital, needs constant care, and he's actually still unable to speak with us regarding what took place, what we believe happened in the early hours of the 1st of January.
The United States has urged countries in Southeast Asia not to turn back migrant boats in the Andaman Sea, where a humanitarian crisis is deepening. 5,000 to 6,000 refugees from Myanmar are thought to be